Welcome back to another episode of On a Mission. I'm your host, Dr. Wendy Norfleet with Norfleet Integrated Solutions, and it's my pleasure to have with me Chris Luther with Imperium Data. Welcome, Chris.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
So, Chris, before we talk about your company, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I am Florida boy, born and raised in Tampa, Florida. Moved to Jacksonville about 7 years ago. Professionally, I've been in staffing, recruiting, professional services, consulting for my entire career.
Oh, wow.
But most recently, it's been in the IT space.
Okay. So you kind of said it when you talked about what you do, but tell us a little bit about Imperium Data. I know they do like managed services. You do some recruiting, consulting, and all that, right?
Yeah, we do a lot. Imperium Data is a award-winning IT solutions provider.
Right.
With
6 awards and 2 this year already.
Yes.
I mean,
yes,
emerging companies, best startup. You got I can't remember all of them.
Yeah.
But so many.
Small Business of the Year, Emerging Business of the Year through the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, Best Places to Work, which I think we're probably most proud of, but some other awards on top of that. But we're a full service IT solutions provider. What that means is we are a value added reseller of network hardware and IT equipment. We also have a managed services and professional services division. And then we also do staffing and recruiting and consulting.
Right. Yep. And a lot of people don't realize the value of that because I work with a lot of companies as their business coach. And sometimes people need help hiring people. They're not the best, especially IT, because your company, even though every company interacts with IT, you may not be the best person to hire an IT person. So with companies like yours, it's a great partnership.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think talent in general right now, I think we all agree is tough.
I know.
Recruiting, retaining.
It's so many choices for the person looking for a job.
Right. And there's so many factors that people, I think, don't think about, micro, macro type factors that go into that as well, whether it be, processes or systems within a company, whether it be more macro factors like economy, education.
Yeah.
I mean, many factors that go into that. But the plain and simple truth right now is that IT talent specifically, there's a massive talent gap.
It is.
And what that means is demand or open jobs are much higher than supply.
Right.
And so every company out there, big, small, or medium, are facing that challenge.
I know. We've seen it over and over again. I get a lot of emails saying, hey, do you know somebody who's looking? And we can train them. If they have like the foundation, we can train them. And so you're hearing more and more. So I think for people who are seeking a job, that's really great news. It's a little bit open. You remember when the jobs were fewer, that they had this whole wish list and they wanted the whole wish list met. Now they're saying, okay, if you just give us these 3, we can work with you.
Yeah, I've seen just about everything.
Right.
I started my career during the financial crisis and the recession that was, 2008 through.
Right. I remember that.
Whenever. I've also seen it more recently where it's been, one of the best economies we've had, and then now kind of we're
figuring
in this
our way
really,
out, right?
really gray
place.
area now. Yeah, weird place. And so, I've seen everything from you need to hit every single things on this requirements that we want. We've seen, we can train them. We can
everything.
Do anything
and
like
I think
that.
it's what they need is kind of dictating that.
Well,
and how specific the skill set.
Yeah, I mean, there's many factors that go into it, but I think ultimately at the end of the day, IT is a very specific industry where very specific skill sets and needs are there. And so when it comes to recruiting, whether it even be, a project contract person or a permanent person, those requirements don't really change that much. There's not like as much training that goes into or that a company is willing to do.
Especially for certain level positions.
Yeah, exactly.
So you do all this and, we've only touched the surface, but if people want to find out more about your organization, how do they do that?
Yeah, so they can go to www.imperiumdata.com. That's Imperium with an I. Or they can go to our LinkedIn page. I mean, you can type in the search bar Imperium Data, and you'll find our LinkedIn page with a lot more information as well.
Okay. Chris, thank you for sharing, and congratulations on all the awards.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Wendy.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of On a Mission. To learn more about Chris and Imperium Data, please go to imperiumdata.com, and we'll see you next time on Buzz TV.